Shalom everyone, it's called Torah, and today we will discuss Parashat Shelach Lecha, which means send for yourself, and really the Parsha talks about the Meraglim, the spies. The Jewish people approached Moshe, or perhaps Hashem told him there is some kind of a discrepancy between our Parsha and the way that the Torah describes this event in the book of Deuteronomy. But 12 presidents of the tribes go to Israel to scatter the land. And they come with their report, and we all know the consequences of this report. That Hashem was very upset, the Jewish people did not want to go to Israel, and that generation really had to die. And the second generation could go into the land of Israel. But today I would like to speak about one very interesting detail that the spies report back. And it's really, I think, one of the keys to understand the event. When the spies come back and they say, look, the fruits, wonderful. There are fortified cities, so that's a problem. There are giants. And also, it's Eretz Ochelet Yoshvea, which means the land devours its inhabitants. And when you think about it, what do they mean by that? So it seems to be that they probably saw that there are many funerals in the land and people are dying here and there, so that's what they said. Our sages gives us a tremendous insight to this statement. Our sages says that when the spies entered the land of Israel to scatter the land, there was obviously a risk that they will be found and captured. So what God did was that He caused death to few heads of the nations that were dwelling in the land of Israel, and there were major funerals, and everyone went to the funeral. And therefore everyone was busy with the funeral arrangements and attending the funerals, so no one paid attention to the spies. So in a way, God caused death to some of the leaders of the nations that dwelled in the land of Israel in order to help the spies to be able to accomplish their mission. However, the spies did not know that. They saw that everyone is dying, and that was their report. So what do we have here? On one hand, the spies are entering the land of Israel. There is a tremendous danger that they will be found. So God caused death, and they are busy with the funerals, all the other people in the land of Israel, so no one pays attention to them. However, the spies view it as, oh my goodness, this is a terrible land. Everyone is dying here. What do we have here? I think we have what Shakespeare called it probably a comedy of mistakes, or a matter of interpretation. How many times do we view, experience, feel the same event, but when you take two people and you ask them, how was it? One of them will say A, and the other one will say exactly B, that it's totally the opposite from A. Why is it? Because it depends on your interpretation. What do you want to see? And how much are you willing to look beyond just the appearance, the first appearance that you meet? And this is a question for life. If the spies would look a little bit deeper, or maybe ask someone, do you have funerals like every day? And the person will tell him, no, just today we have those people who just died and we are so much committed to them and we need to go to the funeral. Maybe they will have a different interpretation. But they did not. They already determined their views and they were looking for justification for their bad report, where Hashem really wanted to help them. So what is the message? The message is very simple but very crucial. Whatever we see, whatever we experience, we need to understand that there are layers for everything we experience. There is what I will call the superficial level, whatever you see, that's what you get. But there is much deeper insight to almost every event we go through in life. And we need to take the time to think about it. It doesn't come so easily. And sometimes we will not understand the insight of the event and the message of the event until few years later. But we must know that we should not just be complacent with, oh, that's what I saw, that's what it is, and that's it. We need to try to think, what is the message of the event? What does Hashem wants to send me? What kind of a lesson, a message, something that I can learn from, that will teach me, but also will form and shape my interpretation to events. I will conclude with one statement from the Maimonides. Maimonides says that whatever events you go through, he says it in the Hilchot Ta'aniyot, in the laws of fast days, you cannot say, oh, it's just by coincidence that happened to me. But rather you need to look deeply inside to every event, to every experience, to every moment in life, and to see what is and are the meanings to my life. And if we will live our lives in such a way that we take events that happens to us, good and happy events, and also bad events, sad events, and we try to look at it in a historical perspective. We will try to look at it in a broader perspective rather than just the moment and the time. Our lives will be much more meaningful. And I think we will have the feeling of the ability and the empowerment to do something about them. Thank you.